CERD has, that is the convention rather, has an optional procedure under Article 14 by which aggrieved individuals can claim redress, can present their case. There's a lot of it's explained on the website, by the way. There are sort of model complaint forms and so on to look at. It's a communications procedure that is in many ways similar to procedures under other human rights conventions. However, it's not been greatly used, or at least not to the extent that other procedures may have been. Of the 178 states parties to the convention, only 58 of those have accepted this optional procedure. If my mathematics doesn't fail me, it's slightly under 1/3 of the membership. And certainly the committee over the years has agonized from time to time as to why the procedure isn't more widely adopted. But of course there are many such procedures, individual communications procedures, throughout the UN system and also in regional systems. And some governments have decided that they are adequate for their purposes to allow that space for aggrieved individuals to take a case. And they don't regard, or they have not regarded, the convention as being necessary for that purpose. The United Kingdom, for example, is not a party to that procedure. But many of our neighbours, including France, Germany, they are parties. The US is not a party to the procedure either. So some 2/3 of the states parties have not accepted the procedure. But it's moving slowly. There have been a number of, in the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a slight increase, I think, in the rate of acceptance of that early warning and urgent action procedure. Individuals and groups can engage the committee if they think that there are issues to do with racial discrimination at a very serious level. And there's been a considerable expansion in the use of that mechanism, even though some states object to it. Some states regard it as sidestepping the fact that they have not accepted Article 14. But the committee maintains that this is justified under Article 9, and the committee can request reports from states at any time. It's been mostly used in latter years by indigenous peoples, but it's certainly not exclusive to them. It can be, it's typically engaged by civil society, but a member of the committee can also, members of the committee can engage that procedure on their own volition. So the other point perhaps I could make, not so much aggrieved individuals, but I have said that the NGOs, civil society is pervasive throughout the system, and it would not function anything like as well without them. So there are many ways, in other words, in which individuals can engage the system. The particular focus of Article 14 is on grievance and alleged violation, but there are other ways in which individuals can also engage in dialogue with the treaty body, as we call CERD. So it's much more open than it used to be. Avenues, until I think probably the 1990s, avenues were fairly closed to civil society. And even I noted in my period from 2001 to 2014 the constantly increasing openness to civil society of that committee. It's become a very friendly committee. And even now, the NGOs can make a formal presentation, at least within the session time of the committee. They used to be confined to lunchtime briefings of an informal nature. Now time is allocated within the regular sessions to make their case. And that can be a mixture. It can be individual grievances, it can be collective grievances. It's a flow of information to the committee, which is very important.